Unga Boonga.
Yeah. There's a real pleasure to that, and you actually end up getting very good with your swing timing. It's nice.
A guy that I used to work with at Eagle Park was playing the entire game as a wretch without leveling up.
Yes.
And
Justin.
Made it. Last I heard, he was in Liurnia. And I was like, that's kind of impressive, man.
If you know how to use the game systems, you can make that work for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those are some of my favorites, is like the challenge runs. Like, who was it? Distortion 2 did a Elden Ring as Sonic the Hedgehog, so the only damage was the lightning roll. Beat the entire game just with lightning rolls. Like, fuck, man. Anyone can play this game.
I could barely beat it, cheesing the shit out of it.
I was just double checking my hours into the game because I'm sure that's going to come up, which is slightly terrifying.
So,
It always is.
yeah, let's get some levels for you, Jack.
Sure. Levels.
You know how microphones work, right?
I am bassier than normal, just as a heads up.
Is it because you...
A lot of shouting last
improv,
night.
right?
Yeah.
That's fun. I wish I had a talent for it. Oh, so sometimes I...
There we go.
I still remember we did improv lessons last time. You were teaching us about improv.
Oh my God.
What were we?
I think so.
Beautiful.
No, you were teaching us about the yes and we were horrible.
Yes, and sometimes I like to torture you guys by going like, and it's improv time. Give me a space. Give me an occupation.
we do try and like specify. All right, we're doing improv, and it always is spectacularly,
Absolutely.
sometimes funny, but not great.
All right, I need an occupation of someone in your family, but it needs to be in the healthcare professional, maybe starting with a T. Anyone have that?
It sounds like one of those psychics that's like, I'm getting a strong energy from somebody who lost a father in the room, maybe on a Tuesday.
Just a parent in general, like a father figure, like an aunt or an uncle.
Oh, they were old. They were old and they died.
No, maybe an old soul, like they were young.
Oh,
but-
yeah. My dog's old. Yes, that.
Oh, that's what I was feeling.
His name, it was Hank. That's what it was.
Yeah,
He had a
right.
human name.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Elden Dogs, your favorite podcast about Elden Ring and eating gods and Elden Ring. My name is Brad, and I'm also known as Sir Gideon Ofnir, who will be honest with you 70% of the time.
70%.
I don't know.
Calculation.
Gideon is kind of up to no good sometimes.
He's
got other motives for sure.
He's not really lying. It's just all omission. It's not really like he's really like not technically lying.
Did you eat
to
my food? I'm not going to answer that question. Not a lie. He might have eaten the food though.
Whose food was it? Who was to know whose food was?
Can you really own food?
Right, think about it.
Yeah.
I'm Dylan, also known as Gold Mask. I'm choosing to be Gold Mask. I used to be Dylan the Dung Eater
But you are now my favorite
because of
zealot.
my specific fetish.
Gold Mask is a cool character.
Yeah,
Yes, and
I
you
like
do
Gold Mask.
often just wear underwear and a mask and run around and point at stuff.
It's true.
Oh.
Well, my hobby is staring at walls in the sun. And if I can do it in the comfort of my own home, I'm not going to be wearing a shirt. You know?
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Who else do we have here?
I am Tyler, or otherwise known as Alexander Iron Fist. I'm here to kill people and eat corpses, and I'm all out of corpses.
So you're here. To kill.
You'll find some afterwards. And we have a special guest today, Jack Packard. You might know him from Escapist podcast, magazine, and as well as Red Letter Media and Comedy Sports.
See, there we go. We need all the branding.
All of the branding.
All the branding. Yeah, my name is Jack, and I guess today I'll be blithe, as I am a try-hard, sucker for the ladies, anything they need. But
A good puppy.
But I'm a good puppy at the end of the day.
Anything you need, I will do for you.
Ma'am, lady, of course. Yeah, I'm there for you.
Yeah, it's those Empyreans. They always get like a loyal dog that's like just part of like. All right, here's your dog when you're born. Yeah.
Yes, a loyal dog whose ultimate job it is to kill them if they get out of line, which is kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're your friend until they're not.
Exactly. Yeah.
Elden Dogs is part of the Tokyo Beat podcast network. Thanks for joining us. And yes, so since we have a special guest, I thought we would open the floor. Jack, would you just tell us about your experience and love of Elden Ring?
I love all the From Software games. Most of them. I'm controversially, I do not care for Sekiro. And I know, but it's okay. It's like
That's
I'm not.
fine. No,
I'm not
that's
taking
good.
away
No.
your love of it. Anyone who loves it, it's just didn't quite fit right with me because I enjoy the RPG element of it, as we were talking about before we were recording. Like that ability to be an archer or a magic user or a strength user. I want those options. Like if I get stuck in a corner, I want to go back around the world, grind out a little bit, change my character a little bit, and go at it again. That sort of thing.
What about, did you enjoy at least the gameplay of Sekiro? Did you kind of like that Twitch kind of counterattack, kind of maneuvering around the field?
I couldn't find the rhythm. I couldn't get it. I even, they have the easy mode mod over on Nexus
really?
Mods, which drastically lowers everyone else's health and your attack power. And I was flying through the game, but I still couldn't parry for shit.
Oh,
So that's all right. It's just it wasn't for me, and I'm gonna accept that.
I controversially think it's the best thing they've made.
And that
I know, and I know, and it's controversial because I only developed that opinion after playing Elden Ring.
Oh my!
Dylan's had a roller coaster with Elden Ring.
Yeah, I'm the devil and the devil's advocate.
Yeah. And speaking of parrying, I have been thinking about it lately because I started playing Dark Souls Remastered for the first time the other day.
Sure. And
I have to remember my parrying, not from Bloodborne a little bit, because you have the gun, which is kind of the parry, but my timing, I got to learn that shit again. And those FromSoft enemies, they'll hold the sword back for like a good minute and then swing it at you.
Yeah. Luckily, the parrying is relatively easy, and especially in the first Dark Souls, you don't end up having to do a lot of it. A lot of it is maneuvering around the enemy and getting him from the back, which is so much easier than I even remember.
Like the classic turtle poke, you know, like shield and poke, shield and poke. That's a lot of Dark Souls 1.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls 2 as well recently, just because I know the co-director of Elden Ring also did a lot of work on Dark Souls 2, and you can kind of see a lot of that love come into Elden Ring. Like the more experimental stuff that they tried in Dark Souls 2 and mostly failed at, let's be honest, really I think is highlighted in the better aspects of Elden Ring. Your power stancing, your class switching,
the magic system specifically,
right? Yeah. Very, very fun stuff. I'm kind of late to the Dark Souls, to FromSoft in general. My first FromSoft game was Bloodborne. So
Same here.
That's how late I was to it. And so now this Elden Ring was the first time that I actually got to start playing with everyone, and that was such a fun journey. I've beaten the game 4 times with 4 different characters. I was just checking my stats. I have 450 hours into it.
Yeah, you got more than me.
Well, I'm very lucky. I get to do that as part of my job. I get to play it as part of my work, and so obviously that's skewed numbers. But
are you hiring?
Always. I'm not hiring. I'm not the boss there. I just get to make fart jokes while I play video games, which is great.
Yeah, that does kind of sound like a dream.
Yeah, it really is. So to me, Elden Ring is kind of. I hope that they're done now, kind of. Elden Ring seems like the culmination of this is all we've learned throughout medieval fantasy, throughout our Dark Souls-y system. Here is Elden Ring, just huge and wonderful and sprawling, and it's now I want them to go in another direction, try a new thing, try a Sekiro, try a Bloodborne. Let's get something else.
I think they will.
I think we're getting Elden Ring 2 with how much money they've made. I don't know.
So I kind of
maybe it'll be they'll have someone else direct it. Miyazaki will move on to the next thing, like Dark Souls 2. Yeah.
I mean, I would love a Bloodborne 2. I don't understand what they would do with it, but it's hard to pare something back down when you go so ambitious. It's it's the comparison.
It's like Titanic
to
2.
Breath of the Wild. I don't think Elden Ring is really that close to being the best of the Souls games, in my opinion. But I compare it to Breath of the Wild, which I famously call the most non-Zelda Zelda game that's ever existed.
I mean, how can you have someone on the show who is consistently wrong about that?
And my theory
We
is,
love him. He's great. The people love him.
my theory
Controversy's great.
So my theory is literally the next one that they make is going to be leaps and bounds. What they learned from this one is going to be like they're going to lock it into place. I'm excited for Tears of the Kingdom solely because I think they learned so much from Breath of the Wild that they're just going to really lock it in.
That's the same thing that happened with God of War when they decided to make the Nordic remake, and then Ragnarok came out. They took everything they learned from the first one and improved upon it, in my opinion, tenfold. And Breath of the Wild, I feel like it's going to be the same way. Elden Ring, I feel like they're going to make Elden Ring 2, and it's going to be awesome.
Where do you go from here? I mean, it's easy. It
happened again.
It's going
somehow
one more trip around the sun.
Somehow Radagon returns.
Dang, son, we're tarnished again. Yeah.
I'd love to see them kind of do like a sci-fi one.
Well, there's like
Outer
one of
space,
these
something
things.
like that.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Like space fantasy instead of just like, kind of like The Surge. You guys remember The Surge?
I was just going to say The Surge. I have that.
That one is pretty fun. I don't know. I'd like to see something in that vein.
I agree with you. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Some recent news for Elden Ring. They had the Golden Joystick Awards, and Elden Ring won pretty big. Won Best Visual Design, Best Multiplayer Game, Critics' Choice Award, and Ultimate Game of the Year. Best multiplayer game seemed odd to me. Do you play multiplayer in this, Jack?
Not often. I summon for bosses that I need help for. I like to also help other people with bosses, to be the summon. That's really fun to help, especially players struggling.
I never got to do that. That does sound pretty cool.
I've done it a few times, especially with Mog.
I prefer the pronunciation of Mog instead of Moog.
I call him Mog.
I just imagine a little Koopo monster.
Let's call him Moog. Just for shits.
But it takes the pressure off. Like when you're summoned in, it's like you're being helpful, but you also have to let them have the reward of finishing it off themselves. Because I've had summons where they literally come in and it's just like one blast from magic and then it's gone, and I'm just like, well, I feel so fulfilled.
Money is tough.
But like as a multiplayer game, I like my first playthrough of Bloodborne and a lot of the early Dark Souls games that I played, I was playing offline. So like I didn't have the messages because I at first I hated the messaging system. Like, why is all this shit popping up everywhere? I didn't get it. Best multiplayer is really weird because I don't consider it a multiplayer game. Yeah. But like the messaging system, the summoning system is such a unique communal aspect. I mean, if we want to get meta with it, like the multiplayer of a FromSoft game is the online community, is like going to the Wikidot, is going to Fextra Life, and like learning how to do all the build. That's online, right?
And horrible messages everywhere in front of ladders.
My only contribution to the online in Elden Ring was putting try jumping near every cliff I found.
You're one of those guys.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
Okay,
it's not even
take you out back later.
I mean, like I think I turned them off pretty quickly, and I stopped doing it because even in like the first Dark Souls, it was all just boogery nonsense, and you just like it was just like, okay, I'm just reading this for what purpose anymore? Like in this game they have a lot more hidden walls. So I think that it's a little more important to have it on.
They do have a lot of hidden walls in this.
Yeah.
But the problem is that they also will use those same messages for actual things in the game from software. Like so you can actually summon a lot of NPCs from the game, or there's specific messages that you can run into like Rajier in Stormvale. But when I've already skipped over 100 messages because they all are just blocking ladders and talking about my butthole, I quit paying attention to them.
But that's part of the community. Like, well, and like anything special, like usually has that glowing light that pops up with it. Yeah. So like it's different, but like the dickheads in the community, pointing specifically,
that's me,
Tyler over here.
The dickheads in the community are part of the community, and like Tri-Finger Butthole.
It's funny.
It is hilarious every fucking time, and I'm sorry, I just you get a kick out of it because then you're kind of on the inside of the joke. And there have been many times, especially in my first couple of playthroughs, where a message will be helpful. Yeah. And you go, oh my God, this changed the direction of how I was playing the game. I guess it's all worth it.
Yeah.
Do you play these types of games for a sense of immersion? Are you going into these worlds kind of wanting to have that classic RPG experience, or do you think that having the outside like player base kind of invading your like fantasy essentially, do you think that like takes away from it, or do you think that's actually helpful?
That's a good question, by the way.
I see what you mean. I mean, it's a single player game to me.
To me, yeah, that's how I play it too.
Yeah.
But you summon people in, and it's kind of like this very strange mishmash, and I don't know necessarily how to feel about it.
All I know is it's really fun watching From Software just jump through the hoops of making it lore sense wise. Like,
Yeah.
these are fingers, and you cut them off, and I guess now you're in their world.
Yeah.
Right? Because of time or something. Have fun.
Welcome to our 2-hour YouTube video describing how multiplayer lore works.
Oh, I fucking love it.
I'll be British and be very quiet about it.
That's all you gotta do.
Hey everyone, welcome to my Elden Ring video.
I watch them all the time.
Me too. I do draw a line though. There's like, all right, 2 hours on Basilisk. I'll give you 10 minutes.
No. Oh no, just put that on in the background while you're doing dishes or something.
Is Vati getting a little too big for his britches?
No, I'm not talking Vati. Vati is still just perfect because they don't do it as often.
Sure.
But my YouTube algorithm has been hateful lately.
Oh.
So back to immersion.
Sure.
Right? Which is interesting. So, like, I think we can compare these two RPGs. We can compare Elden Ring to something like your Skyrims, right?
Mm-hmm.
Skyrim is very heavy on the RPG element, on the you are role playing as this character who's been caught in a cart. Like my favorite Skyrim playthroughs have always been like me giving myself my backstory, like, oh, I used to be a cat soldier and I got captured or whatever shit, right? And so that is a situation in which like the immersion is all part of your character build. Oh, I'm gonna build into strength because this is my character. This is what my character would do. Many people don't do that; they just play the game.
I wouldn't read a book. I would lift weights. My character
exactly.
would. Yeah.
That's how I play it too. I literally make myself and put it on the screen if I ever possible. I'm like, I don't know, chubby beard guy.
In Oblivion, my characters, I just jump everywhere. I love to jump. That's my lore. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet, but he will jump everywhere.
But in an Elden Ring, or I guess for me, in any From Software game, I am more playing the game than worrying about immersion.
Okay.
I am letting the experience dictate that, and I feel less, especially in Elden Ring, where you can swap your characters and powers so often. I'm not necessarily there for the immersion, just that gameplay.
You're in for the discovery, the exploration is so good in this. Like I can't knock that part of it.
Yeah, there is just such a sense of wonder. But when I play, I will literally do anything for anyone if I get good items and armor out of it. I don't. Oh, that person's innocent and they lost their father. Yeah, I'll take them out. That's a nice shield you got there, buddy.
Absolutely.
Well, and that's the main thing. It's kind of you find those inlay. The way through is through the items.
Yeah,
not just lore, but it's like I need to get here to go over there to pick up this thing to come back, and hopefully I can beat this boss at a certain level. So I have this item earlier, and I like that aspect of it because it changes each and every playthrough, kind of.
Speaking about narrative and storytelling, the Game Awards will have taken place a few days before this episode comes out, so we don't know.
Expect it to sweep, right?
Maybe. God of War is a big contender. Right? We don't know for sure.
Oh,
Vampire Survivors might take it.
Is that nominated?
No, but play it if you haven't. You'd like it.
It's crack.
It's okay.
It's a casino game.
It's a casino.
Can we just pause Elden Ring for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, is a very bad game.
I know.
But technically, I've played it a lot.
Yeah.
But why?
I don't know.
You have no control over any aspect of the game. It is all randomly.
Same as when I go to a casino, which is why I don't go often.
Don't
but
go to
it
casinos.
Feels good.
Yeah.
I don't. I maybe have like 10 hours and. You can know what I can check. I have a fair number of hours into Vampire Survivor.
Yeah.
And I just hit a point where it's like, what the fuck am I doing?
It does reach a point once you get all the upgrades where you don't actually know why you're doing it anymore.
Right.
Right now, it was just something in between games because I've decided to put Elden Ring down for like a month.
Yeah.
And that one's a good, I have 10 minutes to kill.
well,
30 minutes later.
Yeah.
It's crazy though, because like, you either hit the point where you get the right power-ups and you're so overpowered that you win, or you hit a point where you can't get the right power-ups and you lose, and you have no control over whether you get those power-ups or not. Technically speaking, this is a very bad game. I have 11 hours into it.
I know. That's actually kind of what makes it like a good version of what it is. It knows exactly what it is, and it's wearing it on its sleeve pretty hard. They're not overcharging for it. They're not doing microtransactions.
It's god dang free. I mean,
it's
I love my Game Pass.
And even if it wasn't, I think it's only like $6.
Oh, it's nothing on Steam. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I have to praise this game just for kind of being. You want to play a game, and you're kind of burnt out from the day, and you don't want to think that hard. There's just something about setting up just numbers on a screen flashing and like destroying everything around it. There's something nice about it. It's like popping a pimple almost. It's like,
okay, ew.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
I don't like that either.
Yeah,
it's
no.
just
I like the game less now, Dylan.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
It's
at
satisfying.
trashing this game.
And like,
On the case of the game, it's like popping a pimple.
hey, I want the physical deluxe edition. That's all I'm saying.
It comes with a pimple popper.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Dr. Pimple Popper videos.
But Elden Ring was nominated for essentially everything for the Game Awards. Controversially, though, some people have disputed that it shouldn't be nominated for Best Narrative. I just wanted to throw this out there. Do you think it should be or shouldn't be nominated for Best Narrative?
It shouldn't.
I would say no. It's my first From Software game, so I wasn't like totally like in the know with how these games worked. And for my first playthrough, I'll admit I had no fucking clue what was going on. I'm just like running around killing shit.
Oh, that snake's got a face.
Yeah. And then I killed my best friend, and then I didn't even know that I could do that. And now he's a little vegetable. No, I don't like the narrative. Well, I do now, but the first playthrough, no, absolutely not.
Your friend asks for help, and you're like, yeah,
I'll help you.
Bach can't talk anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, the NPCs through like minor exposition give you enough to go on with a basis, but then it's they're not really telling a story. They're letting you discover a story, which
is why it deserves the best narrative. Because telling a story in video games is different than telling a story in movies. You get to experience the story. You know what the story of Elden Ring is? Whatever the fuck you do in Elden Ring. Because it's a video game. It is not
emergent.
It is not pre-placed narratives that you have to get to A to B like your God of Wars. It's not determined how you finish the game. You decide because it's a goddamn video game.
Yeah. I'm with you. It's visual storytelling too. Like when you walk into Stormvale Castle and you see these enemies, you can you create the lore in your head, and it's purposefully open to interpretation in a lot of ways. So it's the story that you bring to it, and I like the approach. Video games do have a different narrative style, so it's there if you want it, which is a rare thing.
The option is good.
The genius of FromSoft games is that their story is in their lore, right? Mm-hmm. They build these incredible worlds that exist, have existed, have a past to them, and the only story that they care about is what you as a player does. Whether it's ringing bells, whether it's hunting monsters, whatever it is, and so it's like that to me is the essence of interactive storytelling. Is like, that's right. I don't want to get to a point where like if I'm playing as Kratos and I'm developing a relationship with Boy or whatever, we're going to hit a point in which a cutscene tells me I'm mad at Boy. Maybe I'm not mad at Boy, but the cutscene says that no matter what, and because that's what they wrote.
Well, it helps that you're a silent protagonist the entire time.
Yes.
So it's all about cipher storytelling versus scripted storytelling. Like if it's a true RPG, and I think that it's the reason that like so many characters have amnesia in JRPGs. It's so you can kind of put a little bit of yourself on the character before it's revealed that they have a twisted, dark past.
The amount of times I've actually ran into amnesia in the real world is very low compared to how much I've been led to believe it would happen.
I don't know, man. I got hit in the head with a coconut.
It's always like quicksand. It just doesn't happen.
I got hit on the head with a coconut when I was in Hawaii, and then I lost my memory. And I lived there for like a year and a half. And then suddenly one day, another coconut hit my head.
Sounds like an Adam Sandler movie.
And then
or
I'm
something.
back. And now I'm here.
That might be 51st Dates.
It's kind of 50 First Dates, I think.
Doesn't she just have a neurological disorder?
From a coconut.
From a coconut.
Was it a coconut?
I have no idea.
We're going to go
I
with
hope
it.
so. I'm gonna, yeah.
So I get like to me, Elden Ring will, because I'm going to be cynical. Elden Ring will not win Best Narrative because so many people don't want a true video game narrative. Most people want the story spoon-fed to them.
Cinema. Yeah.
It'll be God of War.
Of course, yeah, because that's what they're like. Oh yeah, this is like a movie or a book that I've done before. I understand this.
Where instead it should win like best performance or like
Oh sure,
most or like best character or something, because it's hard to define best performance. You have Christopher Judge doing great as Kratos, but also the animators and like the motion capture. There's so much that goes into it. It's like Andy Serkis saying, or people saying he shouldn't just win for Gollum, the whole team that made Gollum.
Absolutely, they
and
should.
It's a fuzzy line there, but I think God of War will win that, but Elden Ring will win Game of the Year, I believe.
Oh well, I mean, just for time it's been out, more people. Yeah, they have a very a fervent fan base. If fervent is a word.
If Stray wins, though,
Okay, great.
If
You
Stray
used it
wins,
correctly
we
as
will all be happy because Stray. I've never played it, but
I actually.
it'd be funny that no one even considered it.
My friend Tyler,
horse.
who was visiting another Tyler, not
There's
you.
more
I'm
than
so
one?
sorry. There's more than one.
shit.
Yeah. He actually brought out.
He calls him Tyler One.
He whipped out his Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Have you played one of those yet?
Oh yeah, I love my
Those
Steam Deck.
things rule. I was playing Stray on a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
and it
You can
felt
play
amazing.
Elden Ring on the Steam Deck.
I would like to do that.
I mean, it's in my car. If you need
my
me to
God.
get it.
Completely offline.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a beautiful little device, a little finicky here and there, but an immensely incredible device.
you can really mess with it.
Little
too. It's
niche,
cool.
little niche, but it's great.
One last bit of news: the Elden Ring board game met its Kickstarter goal.
Of course.
No
It
surprise
sought to raise about $150,000 and it raised almost 3.5 million.
Of course.
Estimated delivery May 2024.
Oh yeah. no.
Wow.
But
Wow.
I backed around like the that's in euros, so I don't know. It's like $180 tier or something like that. But
You want it bad, huh?
I want it. We'll see how much I'll actually get to play it. I know you're a board game guy.
I'm a board game guy. Did you play the Dark Souls one?
I got it as a gift from him for my birthday, and that was I have yet to play it.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep doing that.
I know Carly bought me Bloodborne, but I haven't seen the Christmas present yet, so I can't talk about it.
There was a Bloodborne. I want to say there was a Bloodborne like quasi deck building game that wasn't bad.
Okay.
Wasn't terrible. The Dark Souls board game, just keep it in the plastic. They have beautiful minis in there. It is quite possibly the worst board game I have ever played.
No shit.
Bar fucking none.
Exciting.
kidding?
Damn.
Like we, my wife and I are huge board gamers. Like we have dedicated a large chunk of our house to storing our immense amount of board games. It's a point of pride for us.
Sure.
And we sat down, the family and I sat down for an entire 6 straight hours to learn the rules, to learn how to play the game. We are going to learn how to play this game. I love
Yeah.
Dark Souls. Look at these minis. They're
The minis are
yeah,
gorgeous.
gorgeous minis.
They're good looking.
And,
I might just put them on
yeah.
display because they're that cool.
After 6 straight hours, rule looking up, YouTube tutorials, like watching other people play the game, we think we figured it out. And it was the least amount of fun I've ever had. It was so frustrating. The minis are great. The kids play with the minis. Like that's the only use we've got out of it. And it's this. I believe it's the same team making the Elden Ring game.
I watched a video describing the gameplay, and it looks as complicated as that.
Yeah.
Whereas something like the Cuphead fast rolling dice game, I could teach everyone how to play that within 5 minutes. We're rolling dice, and it's great.
Yeah.
Boom. And so, but like you get the Elden Ring game, you're going to get beautiful minis again, and that's great.
Well,
And
that's good
if
to
that's
know.
all, that's fine with me. too.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to take it from you. I might watch a YouTube video on it just to see like reviews.
Yeah.
But I haven't really opened it up too much. It looks really nice on my shelf.
Oh
so.
no, it's a and like to me that's what like for someone who wants to like show off their nerdware. Oh, it's a great collector's piece.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Like I have the Stardew Valley board game too. Still in the plastic. I'm probably never going to play it, but I love Stardew Valley. So I got this nice board game.
I wonder what
here.
that involves.
The Portal game confusing as well. Me and Carly spent part of our honeymoon trying to learn it, and we're like, no, we're gonna just play the Home Alone board game because it's easy.
Yes.
We want to stay married.
Brad just whips out "Don't Wake Daddy."
Is that a board game?
Have you never played
Don't wake Daddy.
No.
What?
Oh, fuck yeah.
What is
It's
that?
cool. It's a game where you move around a board and you have to press a button.
Oh, I think I remember a commercial.
Do you remember Crocodile Dentist?
Yeah.
Where you pull out the teeth and every once in a while, like, oh, it jumps down and you lose. It is like that, but waking your angry father.
It almost like gives me PTSD.
Could you imagine a bunch of kids sitting around a table like, we're going to play Don't Wake Daddy, and then you got the one friend that's like, I don't want to play that game.
Come on, Jeremy. Why? Why not?
I got to go home.
Oh, Jeremy.
Why is Jeremy crying? He woke Daddy.
Yeah, that was great.
Today's main topic, though, we're discussing Volcano Manor, Mount Gelmir.
And we're doing so together.
Together we shall eat the gods.
Devour the gods together.
Yeah,
This is maybe my favorite boss.
Yeah,
What? Really? Oh.
Just design wise.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
concept wise, he's up there. I am
cool.
Someone who is just super upset at the prevalent religion, and he's like, "Fuck you! I'm going to be the king of blasphemy." I question letting a serpent eat you. I mean, I'm not sure on that part of him, but it seems to be working out. Yeah.
War fetish.
Also, visually, this like Mount Gelmir and Volcano Manor specifically are some of my favorite places to go.
Usually the lava levels in FromSoft games leave so much to be desired in terms of like how interesting they are, because they're usually just like plain old ruins within here, but there's like a whole little city and it's like there's so many levels and ways to move around it. I really like the area right outside of Volcano Manor.
Yeah. So most people's first time going there, you get like transported from Raya Lucaria. I think that's a lot of people's first experience there, but
It was crazy for me to find out that was most people's.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, I found it in a YouTube video. I was like, "What? You can get transported there? What the fuck?"
From Software is almost bending over backwards trying to get you there because Patches, he's working for the Volcano Manor because he'll tell you, hey, there's a great thing at the bottom of Raya Lucaria. Trust me. And he's a recusant, so he's trying to either kill you or get you there. That's like a trap. But then you also run into Raya, the lizard lady, the little snake girl.
Spoiler alert.
She is great. She's one of the only good characters
so
in the game. But she's trying to recruit you there. So if you've gotten her necklace back and you go to right when you get to Altus Plateau, either entrance, either from the precipice or from the lift, she'll be waiting outside and she'll transport you directly there.
That's how I got there.
And it's not easy getting there otherwise because
You got to go up, go through the Altus Plateau, and maneuver around, find the bridge that takes you over, and then climb a crap ton of ladders.
Or you can go all the way through the valley.
Yep.
Past the fire drake, past the magic giant troll, over the cliff, up the ladder, past the falling star beast.
Yep.
I don't want to say that's how the first time I got there.
I think that's what I did as well.
yeah, Mount Gelmir was the site of the most horrific battles of the Shattering, partially because you're up at the top of a giant volcano, atop of a mountain. It's not easy to get up there. And one thing that I find awesome about this location is there is everybody still trying to get up. There's a grafted scion. There's all the Knights of Lanedell. You find frenzied motherfuckers up there. Just they can't even, like, they're just shooting fire out of their eyes.
My chainsaw ladies.
Your chainsaw ladies.
Buzzsaw ladies.
Yeah,
I forget what they're called.
Virgin
abductor virgins.
Yeah, I like them.
Is it
They're-
abductor virgins or virgin abductors?
Abductor virgins, I believe. But
Great. Let's say that.
yeah, those are
abductors.
Rykard's own things that he has sent out. Something that happened, Rykard had a lot of loyal people, and this battle went on for so long and went so poorly that a lot of them like turned to cannibalism and they went kind of crazy. And Rykard just kept going off the deep end. and eventually let a snake eat him. And then all of his soldiers, that's why you only find one armor of the Mount Gelmir Knight, and you find it in the hero's grave, because all of the knights just said, fuck this. This is bad.
Yeah, this has gotten really out of hand.
I heard that he let a snake eat him.
A classic "Are we the baddies?" moment. Yeah,
Everybody's the baddies, but this, it's just so cool because the whole way up, it's just bodies, and you come upon that one fort, and it's just all soldiers eating dead people. Yeah, which I'm into that.
it's beautiful. No, it's like, and again, like, back to narrative and lore and storytelling. Yeah, it's just stuff that you come across. You enter an already established world, and you can tell by the scene dressing, you can tell by the NPCs, you can tell by everything that this place is worse than everything else, except for maybe the sewers. But yeah, like it's just that contextual storytelling.
Yeah, it's like in Mario. Why is that Koopa on that tile?
And you pick up the shell, and it says, long ago, the Koopas were a proud race descended from the turtle gods.
Why is he on top of that question mark block?
Requires 7 dexterity. Mount Gelmir, the giant serpent was worshipped as a god there long before Rykard came. The god-devouring serpent. Some would say it's named Igle, because the temple is Igle there, but that is speculation, but I think it's pretty safe to say. And the religion was long forgotten. Rykard showed up on Mount Gelmir and started discovering some of the ancient lava sorceries, so he's the one who kind of brought that back. In case people forgot, Rykard is also Ronnie's brother and Radagon's brother, and he is the son of Radagon and Rennala.
Oh, fuck.
And I've gone cross-eyed.
There's too many names.
All ours.
Too many names, all ours.
See, that's bad storytelling. You have to admit that is not good for
George R. R. Martin is at the bank saying otherwise.
How much money do you think he actually made off of this? It couldn't have been a crazy amount.
I don't know. It was probably a couple weeks of work, because it's just very broad lore building, world building. I don't think he had to go into detail for anything.
Oh God, no, this is the easiest writing gig. This is the writing gig everyone wants, which is like, just make up a bunch of shit. We'll use what we want. He's like, all right, well, shit. This lady was a puppet. Fuck yeah, go boom. This lady. She turned into a man, married another lady, but then the man turned back into a lady, and the other witch lady was mad at her. Go, like, oh, so great.
Yeah.
Are you going to edit it again? No, I wrote it once.
Yeah, you edit it. I'm just the idea guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, too many names, too many R names. Ronnie, Raya, Rennala, Rykard, Radagon. And for someone who is
Radagast the Brown.
for someone who is as severely dyslexic as I am, keeping track of all of these people is a nightmare. I will agree that is bad storytelling.
I have a trouble naming.
All of my children will have B names. Now I'm going to start BRA, so it's going to get really confusing.
Yes,
this is Brydor.
But in an interesting parallel, because like to me overall, overarching story wise, if we're looking at like what our purpose is, right? I think the general consensus is that Marika, the embodiment of the Golden Order, their Empyrean is what I think they call them.
Yeah.
Marika is essentially trying to destroy the Elden Beast. She is on a quest to see if the Elden Beast, a.k.a. like the god, can be destroyed to solidify her faith in that god. And so a lot of speculation is that like everything that's happening is quite literally to test a god, because Marika had doubts about it. And so it's interesting that technically one of Marika's children finds the god-devouring snake as possibly an avenue to test the Elden Beast's strength.
Not one of, well, I was going to say not one of Marika's children, but also
technically one of Marika's children.
Because she is also Radagon.
Because she's also Radagon. Technically.
Yeah. And some people speculate that Marika and Ronnie were kind of working together, but Godwin got killed and Marika went off the deep end a little bit. Whether or not she wanted that to happen, maybe she got upset because Godwin was only half killed and his soul was killed, but his body lives on, and Ronnie's body was killed and her soul lives on because of some weird shit that went down. But we could talk about everything lore forever.
And that's the great thing. That's the great thing about the lore is just like, ooh, maybe it's right, maybe it's not. Who fucking cares? You know why? Because I beat the god at the end of the day.
Because I'm dating this witch.
Hell fucking yeah.
At the end of the day, it's really about killing Bowser.
Right?
That's all it was in the end. I spent 10 hours learning about Bowser. Turns out he was just a bad guy.
Oh, weird.
He was just a little mean.
Ronnie was doing the Night of the Black Knives, and Rykard was aware of the plan. He was going to be kind of maybe the fall guy or a backup contingency plan for her if it failed. She gave him the Blasphemous Claw, which you get it after defeating him, and this is one of the ways that you can deflect attacks from Malekith later on in Farm Azula, and that is a person you want to deflect if possible. But yeah, then the shattering happened. Rykard got swallowed by a snake, and so currently running the Volcano Manor is his consort, a foreigner he met, a dancer he met in another foreign land named Tanith.
That's some I was gonna say that's some Tolkien. That's some George R.R. Martin right there. Yeah, dancer came over and she was hot.
She liked snakes.
She likes snakes. Yeah, it's cha-ching. That's a little George R.R. Martin.
I got another page done.
Yeah, all right.
There it is. But yeah, so we're trying to get up Mount Gelmir. There is a fair amount of little things along the way. One thing that I did want to mention was Gelmir Hero's Grave, just because this is my first Hero's Grave.
I hate it.
That was your first Hero's Grave?
That was my first one, because there's one right at the very beginning of the game, but I didn't have a stone sword key and I didn't go back.
Sure.
And then there's one on Altus Plateau, but I wound up going to Gelmir first. And this is my first time running into those chariots, and it seemed cruel.
It is mean.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It's very mean.
That's
You know it was mean because they eventually nerfed them. Like it was so mean. They were like, "Whoa, guys, we took it too far." Like they're no longer one-shot kills like they originally were.
yeah, and I was surprised you can like blow a lot of those up. You can destroy the chariots in some of the graves, which is how you get certain armors and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, like you can't blow them up. You can set off a series of mousetrap-esque, Home Alone-esque traps to blow them up.
It kind of is like Mousetrap, right?
Yeah,
Like the board game.
You got to time it right.
Yeah.
Gotta time it right. I enjoy, like, controversially, I kind of enjoy specifically the Mount Gelmir chariots because they introduced a little puzzle element to it.
Yeah,
that,
sure.
You know, to get to, and what's at the bottom is the rotten snake dragon, right?
The bottom of this one is the Red Wolf of the Champion.
Right. That's right.
There's snake dragons all over the place.
Snake dragons, I forget. But yeah, so you know, this is the interesting one where you have to figure out, I need to drop down, get into the other room, go up, get on the thing to land on the chariot to let it send me down to the end.
Which is scary. It's like the trick is jump on the lion. I don't know if I want to.
Fuck yeah, that's great. That is some like outside of the box lateral thinking for a game where you can unga bunga and just like, let's just smash everything. Here is an unsmashable thing. How are you going to get around? I love that. Making the player think outside the box.
Yeah, and there's a pretty cool weapon. Speaking of unga bunga, in this grave you can get the ringed finger weapon. Which is a giant finger. It's one of the finger creeper fingers.
I don't believe it is a finger creeper finger. I believe, lore-wise, isn't it one of Rykard's fingers?
Did you know Rykard probably made the finger creepers?
Oh.
If you look at his hand that pulls out the sword from the battle, the exact same hands as the finger creepers and the same rings and everything.
Right.
So they're definitely related or at least share the same design.
I want to say this finger, though, is specifically not a finger creeper finger, right?
It might be a giant's finger. They're all... They're similar in design, so I want to imagine that. Regardless, it's a giant finger you're holding.
And you can embiggen it. You can make it basically you can make it like swell up and ejaculate. Like you get it
and then it just flicks you.
Oh, that's one of the funnest weapons in the game. It's so weird.
It's just funny to look at. Yeah. I tend to choose weapons that are a little like off-putting or strange just because it's just like a cool design element. And I was using that one quite a bit. Yeah. Especially with my strength builds. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You just show up in your underwear wearing a mask, carrying a finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would be afraid.
I was wearing like the dumb-looking crystal helm.
Oh, God, yeah, that is one of
Nothing else.
Which one's like the mirror helm?
The mirror helm, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I think it looks cool, but it looks strange too. So it's kind of like, that's the Dylan.
I just like that. It's essentially wearing like aluminum foil to block out people from reading your thoughts.
Yes.
Magneto.
Yeah. Another cool weapon you get up on the volcano cave. It's not one that I've ever used, but it is the jar cannon. And if you want to use a gun, this is your option in Elden Ring. I haven't fucked around with it though. It looks cool.
I didn't even understand. They have guns?
They have just one.
That's it?
The jar cannon.
Okay. And does it shoot out the goo?
Shoots out a cannon? Or it's like a cannonball, I think.
Well, it can. It's essentially a ballista. Like, did you find the large ballista early in the game? I want to say it's down in the
south,
Weeping
Yeah,
Peninsula.
it's like comically large when you try to like wield it.
Yeah, and so it's like the upgrade to that. And so it can just shoot regular arrows, but the merchant in Mount Gilmore sells exploding bolts and large exploding bolts. And so like it's not just a cannon, you can turn it into a bazooka, which is fucking awesome.
Have you used it a lot?
Oh yeah.
Shit.
My strength playthrough, it was just the anchor and that, and it's.
I love the anchor.
Oh, the anchor was my favorite. And it's not a great weapon because like every time after you fire it, you have to then reload it. So you fire, clunk clunk, and then you can move. And so like you really have to time your shit. Yeah. But it's great for just like some chip damage here and there. It's dumb fun.
I imagine it's good crowd control.
Yeah. Do one big shot and then switch over to your anchor or something like that.
Exactly.
Pull your finger out of your back pocket.
Yeah, that one's a lot of fun. Yeah, I did I did a challenge run on a stream over at the Escapist where it was explosions only. I could only hurt an enemy if the item exploded like a grenade.
Okay.
And
Fire pots.
So
Do they
fire
count?
pots, volcano pots, regular crossbow, exploding crossbow bolts, and the giant exploding crossbow bolts. Those were my only 4 means of damage, and it was a very silly run. It was great.
Couldn't the lava spells count as explosions?
They couldn't because they were magically based. You know, I was playing as kind of like an 80s action hero, so no magic.
Ramboing it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
absolutely.
Did anyone here run into patches on the way up Mount Gelmir?
I did.
No, because I didn't run into Patches until I was fighting Rykard. And someone was like, have you met Patches? And I'm like, who the fuck's Patches? And then I went back to the start of the
Looks
game.
kind of like Jack.
I had to go all the way back and meet Patches for the first time. So I killed all his little bandits because I'm like level whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally missed the whole Patches thing my first playthrough. No idea. Then when you meet the helmet guy, no idea who that was. I was like, what's going on?
Patches is a character that I already hated before starting because I played Bloodborne, but Patches has been in every game. And he gets you again here on Mount Gelmir.
Yeah, he does. The classic Patches. The hey, look over this cliff.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it's great.
Wait, what does he do?
He kicks you off a cliff.
Well, you know those like
Bastard.
you know those rainbow stones that you can use to like throw down to see how far.
Yeah.
And they're just like little shiny stones. He essentially put a bunch at the edge, and he says, "Hey, look over there. There's something over there."
There's a treasure over there. Why don't you go head over there? So you walk over there, and then there's a little cutscene where he kicks you off the
It's like,
cliff.
I'll grab your shit later.
And you land in a pit of basilisks in the valley, which are like one of the most terrifying enemies. Not the most difficult, but one of the most terrifying.
Absolutely.
Did you go back and kill Patches then?
I wait. There's still more I need out of him before I kill him. I will kill him. I will kill him later.
His death is coming.
Right. Yeah. In one of my runs, I met him up there because you can also meet him in the opening area. You can also meet him in Lumeria of the Lakes is his second, and then he's also in the castle. If you don't meet him in the mountain, right?
I think it's incredible that I missed him all the way through. Like, just no idea.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of the largeness of Elden Ring. Is I have 450 hours into the game. I am still finding new shit.
Yeah.
And that's to me is that's game of the year. That's like why it's so beautiful.
I've had to come to grips with that because I think when I first started playing the game, I had such serious FOMO. Like I didn't want to miss anything. So I was I was really taking my time. And then the game got a little bit of fatigue because I'm like, I'm not progressing. I'm just grinding.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to turn that part of your brain off and just start pushing through. And then you'll stumble across shit. If you stumble across it, it's awesome. If you don't, keep going.
Exactly.
The beauty is and get into it.
Yeah, the beauty is like just what you discover. It's not about seeing everything. It's different experiences every time. It's that's why I didn't really play it role playing the first time. I was just doing gameplay. But now I have different characters where I said this guy's just a big dumb religious dude and he loves the Golden Order, and and then I have one guy who is just a bad dude. My archer kills everybody that just looks at him weird, and it's just fun because then also the story just kind of develops differently from there. I'm still learning more stuff, which is crazy. Sure. Half of this book, the strategy guide, is just NPC quests.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. But yes, Patches will kick you off, and then you'll see him again. He's like, sorry, I think you slipped. He just immediately just tries to talk his way out of it. He is a talker. If you go through the other way through the valley, you'll go by Fort Lade and then the Magma Worm. But we see another NPC. There's not a lot of NPCs on the mountain, but we do run into our boy, Alexander. You probably didn't run into him out there.
No, I was going to say, I'm not up there.
You haven't gotten through Volcano Manor yet?
No, I have. I'm Alexander. I didn't realize that I had gone there.
Yeah, Alexander's stuck in the lava.
Incorrect.
He wanted to be in the lava.
He is in the lava purposefully to harden his exterior because he felt he didn't do a good enough job.
He's having a spa day.
Yeah, he's basically having a spa day.
Yeah.
But you can meet him there, and he gives you the jar helmet.
Yes.
If you meet him,
Son of a bitch, I need that. I need that so bad.
Yeah, you do. It's a great helmet. He gives you the jar helmet.
Funny.
Because, as a token of his appreciation, this is after you've defeated another R character. Radon, thank you. Fucking R characters. After
I don't know my wife's birthday. she's at work. She's
not here, right?
I got our wedding tattooed on my finger.
Yeah,
it helps.
After you defeat Radon, Alexander is feeling pretty down on himself. He's
that's where I left him.
Yeah,
he's very full too.
I fucking love.
He's
that.
at Golden Corral, just like I suck at fighting.
I feel like fighting.
Good.
I guess I'll just stuff myself with all of these fallen heroes, and that'll make me stronger.
The guy at the buffet just crying because he doesn't feel good enough, but he can't stop eating.
This is what I need. I need more ice cream, man. Yeah,
I'm gonna go sit in the bath in Mount Gilmere and feel better about myself.
My favorite part is that he helps Zero with the magma worm. He's like, "You got this. I'm just over here."
Oh, look at that!
Yeah.
Dude, I don't want to fight that. It sucks to suck.
He probably just knows he can't eat the magma worm. He's like, I don't care.
Right?
Yeah. He gives you the jar helmet though, and for once he doesn't need getting knocked out, which is good. Yeah, he's not stuck anyways. He's getting better at that.
Yeah,
that's good.
Did you ever run across him on top of Jarberg?
Yeah, that's technically I think the first place you can see him.
No.
Well, he's there looking at Jarberg because it's his hometown,
right? And
he just looks down there. He's like, I'm too embarrassed. I'm not the proud warrior yet, so I won't go down there.
That's not the first place you meet him, though.
You can meet him a few different places first. I thought that he was there, and then he went towards Kaled.
No, Kaled is his origin. I guess
that's
I always
meet him in the ground.
You find him first in Limgrave. You have to knock him out, and then he moves into a cave where you get one of the samurai swords in Kaled, and he's stuck at a door, and then he goes to Radon, and then he goes
to Jarberg. I thought
maybe he goes to Jarberg on the way by.
Because it doesn't matter because you can meet him a bunch of places, which is the beautiful part about it.
He's a beautiful man, or a beautiful jar, any way you look at it, though.
Jarman. A beautiful Jarman.
Man, I just want to stick my hand in that jar.
To me, that was like the
I want to just jump in it.
The only thing I want in DLC is to play as a jar. I just want to play as a jar character. I fucking love the jars, the living jars.
You can wear some jars, but you can't be the jar.
You can never.
Wait a minute. Did Let Me Solo Her wear the jar helmet?
Yeah.
All right.
He helps so much that From Software sent him like a model version of his character, like a care package.
That's
since
dope.
He became such a big.
Didn't he get a sword too or something?
He might have.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I died to every boss 30 times. They didn't send me anything.
Yeah. But again, reaching back to multiplayer, right? Like if we're gonna really meta best multiplayer game, this is what I'm talking about. Of that, like there is a community of people, and this is just the internet in general, but like specifically From Software games has an incredibly passionate online community who is there more so than less to help everyone. Here's all the information. Here's how to build stuff. Here's how to do that. Here's how we can work as a community of Tarnished to all enjoy the game. So it's like best multiplayer technically?
Best group experience.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
You can't go full multiplayer.
It's so in the zeitgeist.
If it was 8 versus 8 deathmatch, I don't know. Like that's a different game.
That would actually be interesting in this game.
I would check it out.
right?
I would do deathmatch in this game. It'd be really weird.
I mean, that'll be the DLC is arena fights.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's what they did with Dark Souls 2 is just arena shit.
and they already have like the inside of those coliseums. You can see them in videos.
Oh, yeah.
People have gotten in there. We're gonna run past Alexander. We'll say hi. Get the jar. You go through a hermit village. A bunch of demi-humans have taken it over, but there is one other notable NPC before we get to the manor, and that's Azur is sitting there, not saying a whole bunch because his head is turned into glintstone.
Did you hate it
I
when
never
that
even
happened?
found him.
He's just even when
Really?
Never talked to him.
have you beat the game?
I haven't beat it. No.
You're through Farm Azula, right?
Oh, I'm well through.
But you're doing a magic build, right?
I've dipped and dived out of the game, and
okay.
once you my game, the way I do video games is I go hard on something for a very limited time until I'm on to the next. I like a lot of different experiences
Sure.
in my gameplays, like. And so I'll come back to something and I'll just be like, I have to start over. I don't even know what I was doing. What NPC quest lines was I up to? And it's just too much for me to even handle.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm like, all right, I guess I'll start over.
Azur is up here though,
Yeah.
not saying a thing because his head is glintstone now. He got too close.
Why you do that?
Well, when Azur glimpsed into the primeval current, he saw darkness.
Of course.
He was left both bewitched and fearful of the abyss. I mean, he just learned too much, and he just sits there now. He was pushed out of Rey Lucaria, both Azur and Lusat, but you get the sorcery Comet Azur, which I use with my Sword of Night and Flame quite a bit, one of the greatest sorceries, and also, if you help Sorceress Selen in her quest, you can go back and get his armor. Yes, I don't know. I think if you side with her, she steals Lusat and Azur and puts them into her ball of heads that she makes for herself, maybe.
Well, no, she does not make that ball of heads for herself. That is a punishment.
She's punished.
Yeah, because Renala comes back. Remember, she defeats Renala and is like, I'm in charge of the academy now. And then you reload the area and Renala's back and she's a weeping pile of ball heads.
I didn't realize Renala was the one who did that to her.
I mean, again, I am making a lot of assumptions because she said she killed Renala.
Yeah.
And then Renala is back and she is an immovable head ball.
Yeah.
I'm going hard. That's punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's punished for whatever she did. She is a ball of heads now.
Yeah.
And you can get Azur's armor there, but otherwise he's just kind of hanging out. There's a million ways that Mount Gamir loops in on itself. It all leads you past the Falling Star Beast, and you get to Volcano Manor. You're finally there, and surprisingly, it's one of the most welcoming places in the game. Everyone's super nice to you when you come in.
Well, except for the giant outside.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
The frenzy giant.
and well, that's because he's trying to get in there. I think probably. I don't think he's defending.
Well, the
them.
door's like open.
But he's
He could
really
get into the
big,
foyer.
and that's really small.
He could get into the foyer if he wanted.
He could fit in the foyer.
I feel
He's
like
got bad legs. He can't bend down that
Oh.
far.
it's like Tom and Jerry when Jerry runs into the little mouse hole, like on the wall, and then Tom's like, "Fuck, I can't fit through there." That's how I interpreted it.
That's exactly what happened. It's
like that.
lore.
It's lore.
You pick up the troll's underwear and it says that.
Do you remember that episode of Giant's Underwear? Do you remember that episode of Tom and Jerry when Jerry runs into the hole?
That's the description. This troll is a cat.
George, I just don't think this item description is going to fit with the lore. I was watching Tom and Jerry.
Is that how he sounds?
I have no idea. By looking at him,
He does that though sometimes too. In House of the Dragon, there's all the Tullys are named after Muppets. There's Grover Tully and Elmo Tully.
Are you kidding?
There are 3 wildlings which are named after Larry, Curly, and Moe.
nice.
And there's a giant named 1-1, which is named after a New York Giants quarterback, number 11, 1-1. I forget who it was, but no, George R. R. Martin does do a little things like that. So maybe it was Tom and Jerry.
That man works. All right, he writes. Not all of it's great. But some of it is. He gets stuff done.
He's really good at making a stew out of everybody else's good ideas.
He famously does not get stuff done.
He has completed how many books since that? Like, he gets stuff done. Not the stuff that you want him to get done, but he gets stuff done.
Brad, clean the oven. I took the garbage out. I can list everything.
I mowed the lawn. I built a birdhouse. I don't need to clean the oven.
Can you clean the oven? I just want Winds of Winter. But we get into Volcano Manor. This is the stronghold of Rykard, headquarters of the recusants. And essentially, since Rykard has turned into a snake boy, he is deep in the depths. And Tanith runs the house, and she's in charge of gathering recusants. Essentially, they don't want anyone to ascend to Elden Lord. So any promising tarnish, they get a hit sent out on them. And if you do enough, it's like a pyramid scheme. Eventually, you just get eaten by Rykard at the end. Yep, that's your reward.
Yeah.
But they're nice. She says, "Oh, thank you for coming. Welcome. Make yourself at home. Everything's great." Even if you don't get an invite, she immediately just says, "Hey, that's great.
Yeah, you're here. Let's party. Here's the key to the house. The party room's over there. My daughter's in that room. You go nuts."
There's chips and dip."
Yeah.
There's like a fire dragon outside down there. Just avoid him.
Yeah.
I would steer clear.
That's fair.
Yeah, he's been out there for a while. We don't know what to do.
No, but this is a fun place. I want to say that the Volcano Manor was the first time I remember running into an invisible wall or a illusory wall, because I, being a seasoned Dark Souls player, rolled into absolutely every fucking wall I could, waiting for illusory walls, and I never found one until Volcano Manor. I was like, fucking finally. I was convinced that they were not in the game. Like, they were just fucking with us.
Well, and then eventually it's like, all right, this cave has 20 illusory walls.
Yeah, that one dungeon where it's like every other wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, if we want to talk about cruelty, Volcano Manor, some walls, like illusory walls. There was one temporarily in here that had like 1,000 hit points, and every hit did like 1. So someone sat there, I don't know the specific numbers, but they hit the wall like a couple hundred times, and eventually it broke. Mm-hmm. And just everyone's minds kind of broke then as well, because they realized we have to do this to every wall in the game now, I think.
It just kind of turns into that Charlie meme where he's like trying to figure out where the mail's
Pepe
going.
Sylvia.
Pepe
Sylvia,
yeah.
I hit this wall 1,000 times today. Nothing. I'm gonna go back tomorrow.
And then Rob comes in and was like, "No, that was a bug.
Yeah.
People have been looking for their mail." Right? Yeah.
This is bad.
Also, we're fired.
You guys can't do this anymore. You're gonna break our game.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful place. It's to me, it was like it was interesting because and this is where going back to the question of are you role playing in Elden Ring? And I definitely was not, because obviously you want to be the Elden Lord, but they're like, "Hey, go kill this guy," and I didn't know why I was killing him. I didn't care because I got awesome armor.
His name is Great Dude Tom. He's never been mean to anybody.
Great.
We gotta kill him.
But if I kill him, I get his shit. I'm down.
Once I realized the exchange where I kill a guy, I get shit. I'm like, sign me up. You got more?
I'm here. I'm here for this. Yeah. 100%.
I got nothing going on all day. I'm free. What you got?
Right, but and then you get the Raya little storyline about her birth parents and her little going into her room and just seeing her in her snake form, and you're like, oh fuck.
And it's like a Fred Flintstone wearing that hat when he was going bowling with the guys, but he's also on a date and he forgot to take off his whatever big yak helmet, whatever he was wearing.
Yes,
you catch her inner snake form, and she's super embarrassed, and I was like, that's fine.
It's adorable.
We support you.
Yeah, it was adorable.
Yeah.
There's essentially 2 things you can do at Volcano Manor. You're either being an assassin for them, or you go through the dungeon, like the legacy dungeon here.
I do like that one.
You start off, though, you get these letters, and yes, go kill Old Knight Isfin. Sounds like a great guy. Then go kill Riley the Idol. We don't know if they're bad, but...
Doesn't matter.
Idol wasn't up to much.
Yeah.
Wait, where's the rim shot?
Idol... I missed something.
You missed a great joke, is what you missed.
I'll hear it editing?
Yeah, you'll hear it.
Okay. I will laugh loud when I'm
Amazing.
editing, even if I don't get it.
I didn't get it either.
Active listening. Didn't we talk about this last time? This is part of improv. Active listening. Listening to what other people say, taking it in.
Yes, and
Fuck.
Nailed it. You got it.
I like how everything comes full circle.
It's great.
A few other assassinations. The one that really bothered me, Patches sends you to assassinate Great Horned Tragoth, who has helped fight Radon. He helps a lot of people out. He is essentially just a really good guy, but he also has some of the best armor in the game.
he does.
And I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
I'm going to need that.
You either take it off or you die.
Right? And so, yeah, that's so great. Again, like that's where like the role play in the game very much break for me, where it's just like, oh no, I'm gonna need that armor, unless that's intended with the story, where like, listen, to be the Elden Lord, to be the ruler of this land, sometimes you got to make those decisions to get the stats.
And well, it's like New Game Plus is going to roll around. And they're like, I should have 2 armor sets of that.
I should have 2 big hammers. I should definitely have 2 big hammers. Yeah.
Sorry. This one is just to be in my bedroom.
Yeah, basically.
And then the final assassination quest is Juno Hoslow, the Knight of Blood. I like that his description is his younger brother was all talk and no trousers, which is a really good dig for his little brother didn't do much with his life.
Oh, man. What is it? Hoslow? Or what's the little brother's name? Who you meet at the round table?
I am Dialos. I am modeled after Jon Snow.
Oh my God! Right, Kit Harington. I'm important. I'm really strong.
I want to be cool like my brother. Dialos sucks. He starts off in the round table hold. He complains that he needs to go become an important person. His servant who ran away from him gets killed by a recusant, and he vows to join the Volcano Manor, and he's going to teach him a lesson. Tanith is so nice to him. He says, I think I'm just going to join him now. But he talks a big game. Eventually, he will go to Jarburg, and he vows to fight for the jars. All the jars are killed, and you find him dead. You can lie to him as he's dying and say, no, you saved him, buddy.
I did lie
You
to
lied
him.
to him.
Because he's so pathetic. He's just so pathetic. Where you're like, I will let you die in peace as long as you die and stop being as bad as you are. He's what a beautiful and pathetic character.
I also just like being a dick, though. It's like, did I do good as you're dying? No, you did. You did really bad. All the jars are dead, and I like those guys.
You fucked up. So this was like the one peaceful area in the game. You come down here, jars are picking flowers and dancing.
It's so
and
cute.
you fucking ruined it.
No, you were horrible.
You were so bad.
And die. Dialos.
Or you can kill him early game and get his whip. Either one.
Yeah, it's a cool whip, too.
I'm not super big on whip builds in any.
Like whip.
I want to like them, but I haven't found a build that I like that works with them for like my play style.
You can cheese it pretty hard with a whip, especially that first whip you get, just leather whip or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that one, you can, if you dual wield and you have one whip, you have like whip and a knife, it's actually pretty good.
Well, and
You can stun people. pretty
Dialos
hard.
does incredible bleed damage too. So like, yeah, if you can just like hang back, whip, bleed, knife,
Yep.
it can be a incredibly powerful build.
Yeah. I want to get good with knives and daggers and just see
In
how that
real life
works.
or in the game?
Well, I mean, all of them. Yeah.
Do you remember being young and just throwing knives into trees?
Fuck yeah.
It's such a common experience.
Only at the Renaissance Fair.
Oh no!
Oh man, I used to spend so
backyard.
much time in the woods. Yeah,
And
just
then
throwing knives and trees.
You throw a knife, and like one time out of 8,000, it would stick perfectly, and you're like, I am a god now.
I'm John Locke from Lost.
I am John Locke from Lost. That was your hero when you were a kid.
Honestly, yes, I loved John Locke from Lost.
Yeah, and then every night at dinner, my dad's like, "What the fuck is going on with the steak knives? Why do they all look like this?"
Nothing.
Like, that's weird.
But
Just cutting the steak for like 5 minutes straight.
speaking of knife builds and Volcano Manor, in one of the harder to get talismans is the critical hit dagger talisman, right? Where you can do bonus damage to your visceral hits.
Yeah. It's in one of these.
And that is one of the harder to find secrets in Volcano Manor, where you have to like go very specific routes, and that talisman fucking rules.
Yeah.
If you have a knife build,
I might have that one.
The Volcano Manor, once you get into the dungeon, there's a lot of different paths and confusing little hidden secrets. I've played the game for 200 hours and I found a new one the other day.
Isn't it beautiful?
And it's terrifying too.
It's also terrifying. That's true. The and Volcano Manor is also where the lore of the Albernaics comes to front. I don't know if we're there yet in your
I mean,
Okay.
These poor bastards are getting
these poor bastards.
they are not being treated well here. You actually find the Albernaic mask here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. You have to find it up in the guest hall, which is code for the torture chamber.
Right. It's where you discover, the old men Albernaics who are like, always on their knees because their legs don't work. And like the big-headed bulbous-eyed Albernaics, we find out that they're the same thing, only like horrible experiments are being done on the old men to turn them into the other Albernaics, which is just terrifying. And you come across one of those omen killers down there, and you can sneak past him, which you should, because he's terrifying.
Yeah.
And it's just this horrible, like that room, that building specifically, where like all the old men Albernaics are like in their little bird cages going, "Stop killing me.
I'm not attacking. I'm just an old
I am
man."
screaming in pain. Why are you attacking me?"
He was too loud.
Because he summons the midway point Albernaics with the bags on their heads. Fuck
You can
those
get those bags. They're a rare drop.
Yeah, those are great.
But yeah, those are like torture devices. I don't know what. I mean, there's a lot of weird things happening to these poor bastards.
I love that house.
That
house was the most bloodborne-y house of Elden Ring, with all the body horror, and I dug that.
It only gets worse. Like the more you go in there too, the basement is terrifying. Mm-hmm. This is Volcano Manor is the only place that you will run into the serpent men, the man serpents they call them. Mm-hmm. And these things didn't exist until Rykard took his great rune and he just jumped into a snake. And after that, the power of the great rune mixed with this serpent god allowed the man serpents to be born. We learn at least how Raya was born, because you find the serpent Amnion. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. The description, Amnion from the mother's womb, which cradled the poor unwanted offspring of a repellent birthing ritual. It will never dry out, remaining damp indefinitely.
Gross.
And you show it to Raya, and she says, "That's my mom." I recognize that smell.
So fucked up.
Well, and then at the end of Raya's quest, she says her name is Zarias, and you can choose to like give her amnesia potion, or you can choose to kill her or choose to not kill her. But she will drop Datakar's Woe, which is a talisman, and Datakar was her real mother. And essentially, she's like the female version of the Dung Eater. She just wanted to do all the worst shit possible, and it's kind of hinted at that she was maybe the mother to the man serpents.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
I want to hear more about her.
Those eggs.
Yeah. She indulged in every form of adultery and wicked pleasure imaginable, giving birth to a myriad of grotesque children. And the talisman just increases damage taken.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. That's so fucked up. I love it.
That's fucking hilarious.
Right?
It's pretty good.
It's like starting the game and choosing Shabriri's Woe. It's like you really just want to hurt.
Wake up and choose violence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The prison town, the guest hall. You go down to the bottom, and there's buildings sinking in the lava. Eventually, you'll come up, though, to the Temple of Iglay. You'll fight some Godskin noble inside of there.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's got... If you have a great shield, I heard you can just, like, block all of his roll attack, which sounds cool.
Yeah.
If you have a great shield and a shit ton of stamina.
Yeah.
I thought the pillars would help me, and no, he just fucking rolls right, like he hugs the corner and just he hits me every time.
You can find it. You can find the zone.
It's like 1 out of 8. I managed to not take damage.
Yeah.
Well, if we got our pal Mimic Tier in there, it doesn't matter too much.
I didn't have it at the time.
Yeah, you can find the pillars, that fucking roll attack.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's also like the worst because it goes on for 10 minutes. It does an insane amount of damage.
Yeah.
Or it goes on for 10 minutes and you're just waiting behind a pillar and it's like, are you fucking done rolling yet?
Very spry and he can move pretty fast for a big fella.
Oh man. Yeah. Those the Godskins suck.
One of my least favorite enemies by far.
Yeah.
Definitely in the top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Pro tip, make them go to sleep. They will sleep for 60 seconds if you get them there. And they also won't wake up if you afflict them with like scarlet rot or poison. So they'll just sleep and slowly die.
Oh yeah. There's ways around it. Yeah.
Yeah. It helps when you have to fight 2 of them. Later on, right outside the temple, though, there is a spot you can drop down to the subterranean Inquisition Chamber. That's where you get sent from Rey Lucaria. That's the new thing I found. It's a trickier way to get down there, but you'll go through the temple. You do some jumps. You'll go down a few hallways, and eventually you find a portal that will take you to Rykard, take you outside of there, or you can get there through all of the assassination quests, and then Tana says, "You're so ready. He's gonna love you. This is great.
Yeah, that's
great
how
news."
I got there.
There is one apparition sitting in the hallway there who used to work for Rykard. And
Yeah, like where you pick up the letters, right? He's at the end of that hallway.
Yep.
What the fuck is... I don't know if he bugged out for me because he was there for a minute and then he was trying to tell me something and I tried so hard to figure out what the fuck he wanted and then he was just gone.
Yeah, he shows up sometimes. He tells you stuff, and then he'll show up. I think he shows up 2, maybe 3 times to be like, "You're doing well. Remember to kill Rykard." But
it's just Obi-Wan messing
yeah,
with Luke. I'm now in the sky, Luke.
but remember to kill Rykard. He's a really bad guy. Bye.
Yeah, the knights that used to work for Rykard, after seeing what happened, they went hunting for like a legendary weapon, the Serpent Hunter, and he took it down there and died like at the front door, and he's just holding it, waiting for someone to grab it. But you get in there, and it's time for the big bad battle, and
the stupidest fight in the game. It's a gimmick fight.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, I agree, like, the design, the arena, like, there's a lot of great visuals. But the fight, I almost never do it. In all of my replays, I have never done it again because it was just so stupid.
It looks epic, but then if you just respec into the weapon, it's one of the easier fights.
100%.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time. I mean, you get runes, sure, but like it's just a waste of time.
It was a little disappointing that he was so easy because he is like... I mean, he's definitely the most menacing looking thing you've faced
He's
so far.
the Satan of the game. It's just like it's supposed to be a little cooler than that. But I think they were trying to go for something that they just couldn't. Because if you do this without that lance, it's pretty difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But they want you to use the fucking lance because it's like, check this out. It's the thing right next to like the entrance to this arena. It's just like, okay.
Right. And like to me, that is so against what these kind of games are known for and do really well, which is like you make your character, here is an enemy, you figure out how, like you have to figure it out. You're the player. And in this battle, they're like, nah, we figured it out for you. It's this weapon. This is the weapon that beats him. You can use your weapon if you're an idiot.
I did rot him to death on my rot playthrough.
Oh, nice.
I got killed like twice, and then I took a photo on my phone of my specs, and then I went respec'd into the weapon, killed him, and then went back and respec'd into what I was.
Yeah.
Right.
And was like, that was easy.
Yeah.
I wish that
It's
it
a
was...
strength-based thing, right?
I forget what you need specifically, but I did a respec as well.
Strength.
I wish that instead of just being OP as hell, maybe you have to use the weapon and it like breaks a shield and it just drops his health a little bit, and then it just makes your regular build more effective.
Sure.
Instead of, all right, just point this flashlight spear at him.
Or if it was like an Ash of War that you could add to your weapon already that just made it do longer range damage or something so that you can keep your character.
Yeah.
It's a gimmick fight. They happen sometimes in the series, but it's always disappointing.
It reminds me of Ymir from Dark Souls 3. The giant that you face in the deep down below.
Yeah, where
you basically do just get a weapon that kills it.
If you run to the other side of the thing, you get the hurricane sword, right?
Yeah.
I wish that they encourage. I mean, I like that they encourage you to use a different weapon, and I just wish it didn't break the battle.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And again, highlighting some of the great things about the game is, within the systems, you can respec your character. They allow you to be more flexible than in past Soulsborne games, right? Where like, oh, you want to try out a different weapon? Take this thing to that lady. Now you can.
Or in Bloodborne, play 40 more hours of the new character. You can try it then.
Yeah.
Maybe. You can try it, maybe.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like, it's all good that it's easier to do that stuff now, but the fight is still genuinely lame.
I just love how it's 2 phases, and in the second phase, he just peels the head of the serpent back, and there's just a dude's face underneath it. I thought that was dope.
Yeah.
Everything he says is great. He goes like, "Oh, well, okay then."
No, and like unsheathing a sword from the belly of a snake.
It's
Fuck,
really
yeah.
cool. It's really fucking cool.
and
I'm there for the visuals.
Oh yeah, that's it. Might be my favorite looking boss.
The first form, just the god-devouring serpent, it looks like a coiled up snake, and that's terrifying enough. But when it goes into the Lord of Blasphemy phase, you realize there's just arms coming out of different parts of the snake, and it has legs as well, like underneath.
Yeah.
And I wish someone would just stretch that snake out because I want to see where things are really laying out on this thing.
Zuli will do it eventually.
Yeah. We made it 1,000 times larger and brought it outside of the arena.
Oh, yeah. No,
Zuli showed me that those crayfish can shoot things for like 200 miles straight or something like that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Sometimes this game.
This, though, is one of the most visually striking boss arenas. And I think the boss looks fantastic. Like underground, all those chandeliers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Serpent Hunter, it is regrettable, I think.
You can't always hit it out of the park.
I kind of like the idea. I wish there was a better way to like implement it where you go into the battle not knowing where it might be on the map and then stumbling up, not making it obvious.
Sure.
That might actually be a way that I think that it would immediately improve, because then it's just like you're running around, maybe you're escaping like a fire blast, and then maybe it's around a pillar in a corner. It's just like,
What did
the fuck
I
is this?
find?
Exactly.
Not what was placed here for
About
me.
actual discovery.
Yeah.
That'd be more interesting.
Or the illusion of discovery, at least. Yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah. But, we're being armchair quarterbacks here, and that's not fair to them.
It's
but,
honestly, I couldn't design a better video game. So it's like to make better choices, but it's the art of critique. I mean,
Absolutely.
all art deserves a little bit of it.
Absolutely.
But the moment where the snake pulls his head back and you see a face.
So scary.
There's a few moments. I remember like the fire giant as well, when like the eye opens up.
I hate the fire giant.
And there are moments where I said, I'm in a bad spot.
I'm in danger. Like
I shouldn't be in this room, huh?
to me, it was Horaloo ripping off the lion, and you're like, oh fuck.
That was the only keeping him in check a little bit.
Oh god, I love it. That's my favorite fight.
The Rykard, just because they died, doesn't mean it's the end of Rykard, though. If you first you go out of the arena back into Volcano Manor, and everyone says it's cool, like. We're not mad.
We're just disappointed.
No, they're not even that. They're like, it's fine. Maybe we'll hang out sometime. They keep the door open for friendship even. Bernal, he says, hey, that's the way it goes in the Volcano Manor. I definitely won't fight you outside of Malekith's spot. Uh-huh. And Dialos goes and dies elsewhere.
No.
Patches moves on as well. You'll find Patches in the Shaded Castle next. Right before the boss arena. and he says he's worried about Lady Tanith. Give her these dancers' castanets. You can bring him to her, and she says, I don't fucking want those.
Why would you do anything for Patches after he kicks you off a cliff?
No, it was just a way to
For
tell
two
the
unique
player,
gestures you get at the very end of his quest line.
Yeah.
and to tell the player like, hey, go back there. There's some more cool shit if you head back into the boss arena.
Sure.
Which we do. And what is happening down there?
Lady Tanith is continuing the grand tradition of devouring the gods together.
She's got a lot of work to do.
Tiny little dancer, our tiny dancer. Hold me closer, tiny dancer.
She's got a butter knife
It's
and
just
a fork.
just eating a snake. It's so. That's just.
She is just in there. She is inside the head. She's trying to eat it. And she's like, it's going to take a while. Just
Honey, I don't think you got enough time.
Where that thing rots, man.
Well, and
it's kind of humid in there.
you see those little like hand tendrils like reaching out. There's a chance if she ate the whole thing, it might work. We don't know.
DLC.
What do you
Tanith the
actually
snake.
have to eat to imbibe the power of godhood?
She's like, please find purchase in me. It's like, you need to call Jesus.
I actually didn't know this was happening because I never went back into the room.
It's well, and then
I've
I
never
left
done
her
that.
there a few times, and I was just bored one day, and I went in. I'm like, I'm gonna go check on Tanith, and she's still there. And then I said, I'm gonna kill her,
Yeah.
and I do, and you're immediately invaded by the big badass knight who was standing next to her.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
he comes in pretty upset. He's like, she was halfway through her meal.
Yeah.
Can I talk to the manager?
This was my only job was to protect her. Fuck. And now I got to get some revenge.
And you get a cool aspect of the Crucible. You get the breath where you get like the big ball thing. You just like spit out breath.
Oh,
Yeah.
The like lava breath. Yeah. Yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And
It's fucking cool.
Raya is either super forgetful and she's like saying she's going to go. If you gave her the forgetfulness potion, Zarias, Serpent Girl, she said, I'm going to go start a new Volcano Manor elsewhere. And
With blackjack and hookers.
or she forgives her mother and she moves on to like go on a journey of self-discovery, or she's just dead if you killed her. And Volcano Manor, there's no one there anymore. You killed the person, and they all kind of. I guess the party's over. I guess we're going home now.
do you ever go through like this logic thing in video games where you go to a location and you're like, who's lighting all these candles?
I know you have with Castlevania.
Yeah, I'm like, I think about it. Who's leaving the turkeys in the wall?
Yeah, you made a character. You drew the character who went and like hid turkeys in walls.
Yeah. What did I call him? Shifty. Something like that.
I think these guys will get hungry later. I'll just put a little turkey here.
Ooh, here's a little surprise for someone.
He's mentally ill.
Oh, don't want this turkey to go bad. I'll put it in the wall.
I don't want the vampires to get it.
Or is the turkey for him? And he's like, I'm going to be through here in a couple of days. I'm going to need this turkey.
Maybe he's just sad.
Someone breaks the wall. He just shows up crying.
How many times do I have to tell you, Shifty? I only drink blood. No, a turkey's not going to work. Why did I hire you?
But maybe
Dracula, that was my turkey. Oh, why do you take my turkey?
He's Cajun also.
Shifty is Cajun.
Oh, that's my turkey.
You ever had gator, Dracula? It's a little soft and chewy.
Get out of my bedroom.
Cold blooded,
okay.
you say? Ooh, it's like gazpacho.
The turkey was bad. I threw it away. You cannot be eating turkey off the walls. That was
what
old.
does that smell? He comes home one day like,
Smells like gross turkey in this room.
It's my hot sauce. I put it on my turkey.
Punches a hole through a wall.
Dracula. Oh, you ruined it again. No.
Shifty's great at hiding Easter eggs too. He's
Yeah.
great for party favors.
I can't find them all. This is so frustrating. I'm the only one playing.
Rykard is dead.
Rykard is dead.
Rykard is dead.
We get the remembrance of the blasphemous. You can get his blade with all of the little grabby hands if
love
you
that.
want. It has the unique skill Taker's Flames. It sends a column of flames straight out from you. Or you can get Rykard's Rancor, which is the best magma sorcery. It shoots flaming skulls at people that explode in spectacular fashion.
Badass.
Great tracking. It is very cool if you want to do a magma sorcery build. And that's about it. My ranking of Gelmir is cool. Volcano Manor, great. I think it's one of my favorite sections of the game. It reminds me of Bloodborne when you have to take the carriage to the separate castle. Like it reminds me of that.
Caria Manor?
That's Elden Ring. But
fuck. What now we have to try to remember without using the internet.
Praise the sun.
I think.
We have to try to remember without using the internet where you go.
It's the castle where there's the king at the top, sitting on the chair. But the design of Volcano Manor, I mean, giant mansion.
You get the summons.
Snake people.
No, I'm not letting it go. We have to remember. You get the summons.
Yeah, you take it there. It's snowy. There's lots of ghosts.
You get the summons when you go back to the original hospital, and some people that you might have sent there are aliens now.
Yes, which is beautiful.
I love the aliens.
So we have to use our brains now instead of the internet. What was it called?
Well, and the letter is actually addressed to you that you find there.
Vostok Manor?
Huh?
Vostok Manor? Is that
No.
what it's
Ooh, that's not ringing any
V?
bells.
Is it V?
I know it's not in my brain.
I have not beaten Bloodborne, so it's all empty up here.
Oh, okay.
There you go. All right.
I have as much chances as Tyler, I'm telling you right now.
No, that's fair.
I got a fat 0.
This is going to bother me for a little bit. Okay, I'm sorry. Go
It's
ahead.
interesting, though, that the letter is addressed to your character that you find there. So why was it, like, did you have it with you when you showed up to get your blood transfusion? We don't know. Listen to our 2-part Bloodborne episode.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one.
We only did 2 instead of the 25 Elden Ring episodes we're going to go for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I really do like the lore of this area. He's one of my favorite of the demigod children, despite the battle not being great. Just the design. I really enjoy all of it.
Yeah, I thought it was super heavy metal, and I was into it. It felt like it was a destination I was trying to reach for a very long time because I heard about it earlier in the game, and then I was kind of looking for it all the time. And when I finally got there, I was like, fuck yeah. And it was a super good feeling. Although the boss battle was epic, I am sad that it was easier than... I cheese as much as the next guy, but I super cheesed this thing.
This is too easy. Well, you used your Mimic Tear, and you used the Serpent Hunter. Well, so...
And I respect specifically for a weapon. Like, I really went all out.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to punish yourself, just use the jar cannon as your only thing. Go in naked with a cannon, and
Which can't be critical on him because he uses fire anyway, so...
it's not gonna be an easy battle.
No.
I don't know. If you want to torture yourself, you can, but I won't. I will use a Serpent Hunter and shine the flashlight at the snake.
It's not. It's not cheese. Any way you can win is not cheesing. It's using the skills you have at hand.
Every boss battle in Skyrim, hide in a specific doorway where
Yep.
they can't find you.
Yep.
I'm just playing smart. That's all I'm doing.
I mean, they're technically like undead. Who's to say they can see me?
And lore-wise, those knights went to a lot of work to get that Serpent Hunter there. We're honoring them.
Sure.
I'd rather not die,
I'm a big fan of that.
lore-wise. So if someone snake starts talking to me with a face, I will grab whatever weapon nearby and stab it. That's true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Any closing thoughts from you two gentlemen?
I think this is maybe one of the like more well-designed levels, like actual levels within it, because sometimes I feel that the open world of this leaves a lot to be desired, but it's a lot of vertical movement for Mount Gelmir, and it's a lot of like sheer cliffs and edges and a lot of chances to die and falling even with oh my god, Horsey.
Torrent.
Horsey. No, it's Horsey. Yeah.
I'm calling him Mr. Horsey.
Not a horse, but a horsey. Yeah, I like it.
But
Where is Horsey?
they make it very difficult. There's like really interesting enemies that you see. Some of them you see for the first time. They become more prominent later. But I think it felt a little more compact. I think one of my big memories of Elden Ring is going down into the city, and then going down on the rooftops, figuring out which ones you want to jump off to, and if you can come back, you can't. You have to go all the way down and up and around and draw the bridge, essentially.
Luckily, though, lava won't kill you. It just hurts a lot.
It just hurts a lot.
Yep, you just jump out and wipe your feet off, and you're fine.
I mean, that is the most realistic depiction they've done for lava, because you wouldn't sink into lava. Human bodies don't sink into lava.
After your
Did you
feet
know
melt,
that?
maybe.
No, it's not a cartoon. You would immolate, and your body would become lighter because it'd be burning.
I'm watching the wrong lore videos. He's watching the lore of how you burn to death.
Did you know that?
I'm
It's not like Gollum falling in. Gollum would literally sit on top.
right.
He would smack.
You wouldn't do an Arnold and just drop down thumbs up.
No, that's not how it works at all. Yeah.
Right. You would still die though. Like
No,
if
you would set on fire pretty quick.
Right.
But you wouldn't sink.
Correct.
Yeah.
I guess like to me that doesn't matter. It's just like, oh, we're dying.
Yeah.
But if you had to watch the Terminator burn in a big like ball of fire rather than just like drop down,
That might have been liquid metal though.
Okay.
That's a little different.
Would you
know
sink
that-
in liquid metal?
Yes.
Now we're talking.
Okay, so what's the lore? Maybe this volcano spews liquid metal.
In the famous Tom and Jerry episode,
Do you remember
when Jerry falls into the pot,
You remember when Tom immolated?
I'm going to watch this show later.
Yeah. Yep. I like it. I like this. I like this level. I like it needed kind of a lava level. It's in every video game, and if they do it well, I say, yeah, it's cool.
And for myself, Mount Gelmir is a great location. I think Volcano Manor specifically might be one of my least favorite parts of the game. It's as someone who has replayed this game multiple times, that is a place where I usually just do a strafing run for the stones and get out. Mm-hmm. I think Mount Gelmir is an incredibly interesting area because it does show the desolation of the land better than anyone else. Or better than any other location. Thinking specifically of what's the little fort after the valley?
Fort Lyde?
Right, and it's like the enemies that are still fighting each other, the fire witches versus like the big head flamethrower guys.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, this world is still active and they're still fighting and it's still just a terrible place. And I love those areas. Volcano Manor, not necessarily my favorite.
Yeah. And next time on Elden Dogs, we'll return December 8th for the royal capital of Lanedell. We're not going to fuck with the sewers yet because I just don't want to. And we will have a rematch with Margit.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to this episode for one specific reason. I fucking hated this part of the game. I got a lot of opinions.
The royal capital?
Yeah. Fucking
Okay.
hated it.
Oh yeah.
It's a sprawling dungeon. Next week for Hair of the Dogcast, we have the 125th episode. Oh, no, that was last week. This is out of order now. Hope you enjoyed the 125th episode of the Dogcast. Our next episode will be a very Kirby Christmas, where we're going to discuss the Kirby games and celebrate.
I'll lend you Forgotten Worlds.
I would love
Forgotten
that.
Lands.
Patreon members right now have exclusive access to part 2 of our Final Fantasy IX discussion, as well as over 30 hours of exclusive content. Jack, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, man, always a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
I asked you at Comedy Sports, said, hey, would you like to come on an Elden Ring podcast? And you Kool-Aid man through the door.
It is no joke where you asked me, like, oh, we're talking about Elden Ring on the podcast. Do you want to join it? And I said, I will just talk about Elden Ring. It doesn't need to be a podcast. This is my life right now.
Yeah.
I have to force myself not to play Elden Ring because I love it so much.
The other day I played Dark Souls, Resident Evil 3, Guardians of the Galaxy. I just grabbed random games and played them for a couple hours. And I'm like, I'm not playing Elden Ring today.
Right, but I'm still thinking about Elden Ring. Like I'm thinking about the next. Right now, I'm working on my next like kind of joke build for streaming purposes, and I want to play as SpongeBob, where I only use bubble magic.
Oh, that's cool.
Is there any weapon that looks like
a
it?
net?
There's no net,
Or a spatula-looking weapon would be cool.
there's no spatula-looking weapon, but it's like SpongeBob also has that episode where he does karate, so I could use
You could use
fists.
cestus.
Also, with the anchor could work with a SpongeBob character. That's kind of
Sure.
Take a picture with a spirit summoning snail when you find him too, because that'll be Gary.
Spirit. You're forgetting about the most SpongeBob spirit summon ever. One of the first you get,
The
is
jellyfish.
the jellyfish.
Yes. Didn't even think about it.
I'm excited to see how terrifying your character looks as well.
Yeah, he's
'Cause
great.
you can get out there with those designs.
Yeah. So no, thank you for. Oh, and I've lost my voice, so this is perfect timing. No, thank you for having me on. This was a wonderful discussion.
Cool.
And everyone can find you. Where can they find you?
You can go to escapistmagazine.com, where you can also subscribe to our Patreon, because everyone has a Patreon, and that's okay to pay for the art that you like. We're on YouTube and Twitch. You can go to redlettermedia.com, and you can see me talk about bad movies. Most recently, we did a Best of the Worst, looking at the films of Albert Pune.
He just passed away after you guys released that,
We
too.
know. Unfortunately, B-movie legend Albert Pune. Or if you're in Milwaukee, you can go to Comedy Sports and see me be an idiot on stage.
How often do you do that?
I'm there most weekends, not always performing. Yesterday I was shirtless several times. Just a little incentive for people to come.
Is that a Patreon tier?
Make the right suggestion, and I'll get shirtless.
Is there an easy way to see who's performing? Because next time I go, I want to make sure to see it when you're going to be on stage.
There
Is it just on Facebook?
Is it on comedysports.com or something?
If you go to cszmke.com, Facebook and Instagram, I want to say sometimes they post the lineups.
Okay.
Though we try not to, because it's more about the full performance, not about a single performer.
I agree. We had a great time.
Yeah.
Everyone was way funnier than you would have been.
Damn it.
It would be cool, though, to see you up
Yes. I mean, you might see my last name posted, or it might be my wife who also does it. So
Okay.
you never know. She's significantly funnier than I am, though. So
there. If you have any questions or thoughts on this episode, reach out to us on Facebook and Instagram at Hair the Dogcast or on Twitter at Hot Dogcast. Special thanks to executive producers Ryan Christianick, Tyler Keller, Kip, and Brian Ward. And that's all we have for you today, folks.
goodbye.
I love you.
Devour the gods. Together.
This buffet does not have enough food here. I'm so sad.
Do you got more snake?
You have any snake back there?
Oh, the mac and cheese is all gone.
And I'm just imagining Shifty, Alexander, and Rykard at a buffet.
I only came to this Golden Corral for the mac and cheese.
You can't
they
take
don't even have it.
You
Tell me
can't take
this,
the turkey with you.
Tell me this, Rocco. You ever have a turkey? I got some turkey with some hot sauce.
Just put it in the wall, come back later.
Oh, you need some wild turkey, Rocco.